Hello everyone, Douglas Waltz, Old Man Comic Book Reviews. We didn't do one last week. My camera person was unconscious. Now my camera person is just suffering from the plague, but they've agreed to shoot it, so it's a double-sized issue. We have a lot of comic books. Let's just go ahead and get down to it. From Antarctic Press, we have number 12 of Jungle Comics. Two things in here. Primal, the Jungle Warrior. Story is Eric Allen Nelson and Marcello Bravo. Pencils are Eric Allen Nelson. Inks are Andrea Piron and Eric Allen Nelson. And then we have the part 6 of Zan of the Jungle. Story and art by Giuseppe Pederali and Roberto Renze. So Primal is your basic jungle girl who, has super jungle connectivity powers with the earth and whatnot, and wears as little as humanly possible in the process. Maybe it affects her jungle flow. I don't know. She's still fighting the people trying to develop the jungle. She is getting ready to beat the crap out of the bad guys. There's nudity, and apparently found out this issue that she's gay. There you go. Zan just got away from the bad guys, and the monkeys helped him escape, but he has to go back in to fight the queen, and he got captured again. He gets captured a lot. So, another one of those neat ones where they use the back cover as the final page. So, cool. All right. When last we left Batgirls, Cassandra was on the way to the other Batgirl whose name escapes me. And, let's find our who did it and why. Becky Cloonan and Michael W. Conrad's story. Neil Goggy, Googie, Googie. So, crazy guy has kidnapped his daughter and is torturing her. The other Batgirl. She gets saved by her friend. They do a really weird almost dead kind of thing, but there's the Lazarus serum, and I hope this is different than the serum that they use in the zombie comic book. So Task Force Z. So she saved the day, and they're all happy. And then the girl who reporter Grace O'Halloran gets a weird statue with a bow covered in blood with a read me thing on it. See how that goes? I'm figuring Mad Hatter for that. Scooby-Doo, Batman and the Scooby-Doo Mysteries, number 5 of 12. We have everyone. There we are. Written by Sholly Fish, drawn by Dario Bruzello. There's a giant rat motorcycle gang. They get to team up with Batwoman and another Batgirl that's not our Batgirl. And there's a bunch of Batgirl and Batwoman and all that stuff. They have to fight the rat guys who aren't wearing masks. It's some sort of transformation thing. And they have to save the day with all of the Batwoman's helps. And there was a joke in here. Let's see if I can find it. Where they're fighting the rats. And so you gotta sort of just figure that this is rats. So then you got to go Ratso. I can't find it. Anyway, so Ratso from Dustin Hoffman and John Boyd, Midnight Cowboy. And Dustin Hoffman, as Ratso, walks out into traffic and says, "I'm walking here." It was unscripted. Apparently the taxi wasn't even supposed to be there. So Scooby gets to say that in this. So there's a X-rated movie reference in the Scooby-Doo Batman comic book. Pretty good. Dead Lucky with writer Melissa Flores, artist French Carlo Magno. And when last we left the gang, they were being attacked by the city, who has way more money than them, but they have the technology, plus our lead girl can link up with cyborgs and stuff like that. And so it's a giant fight in the streets. And at the end, they get to be part of the task force to take out the bad guys. There's also a lovely recipe in the back for fried corn fritters. That look pretty tasty. They always put a recipe in. So I think next issue is going to wrap it up. I had lucky number 6. This was a really good series. Deals with PTSD a lot as well. So, in a tasteful way. All right. Nightclub, number 3. Best part about it, that $1.99 price tag right there. Let's see. Written by Mark Millar. Juanin Ramirez is the artist. The vampires are doing... they're wearing their luchador masks, and they are a superhero team, and they do stuff for money. So superheroes doing stuff for money is really not all that good. The bullies show up and try pushing around the kid that he always thought was just a punk, but he's a vampire, so that doesn't work really well, and we find out that it doesn't do any good to shoot them in the head. And I got to watch an elder vampire kick a man in half. Put his boot right through him. So, this is a good book. If you like vampires, it's a good take on a good different take. Alright, the final issue of Shirtless Bear Fighter 2. With writer Jody Lehup, artist Nin Vendrell. When last we left, the giant flaming bear of death was getting ready to squish everybody. Shirtless got reinstated as a bear fighter. He got a new robot suit made entirely of bear skins because he was fighting the evil bears. So there's a lot of giant fighting and all-out action, and his partner, she giganticized herself and her pants still fit, but her top came off, so her boobies are digitized. And then they even did the double bear god punch. So this is always just a lot of fun. It's a good time. And apparently next issue they're going to fight a bad guy. Oh wait, if they bring it back. They're what is it? The golden plate of flapjacks got stolen by somebody. They just took them. And at the end, Shirtless gets to reunite with his mother. So it's very sweet. This is great. There's also on the back, you can be an official bear fighter with your very own Full Metal Bear fuzz badge. I might have to have one of these. Just so people ask, I can tell them I'm the fuzz. Counter bearer operations. There we go. Mary Jane and Black Cat, number 3. The dark web thing is over. We're getting them anyways. Writer is Jed McKay. That's probably why. Artist Vincenzo Carauto. And they're trying to find this sword for Belasco. They team up with Sim, the big purple guy that lives in Limbo. And we figure out Mary Jane's power is luck. She concentrates, the slots go, and then she gets good powers. Apparently, when she's hanging out with Black Cat, it negates her powers and she gets stupid powers. Her last one was her hair just catches on fire. But it doesn't hurt her. So, we will see how it goes next issue. This has been a lot of fun. All these people fighting over Peter frickin' Parker. Monica Rambeau is Photon, issue number 3. Eve L. Ewing is the writer. Ivan Fiorelli and Luca Maresca are our artists. When last we left Monica, she was in an alternate dimension where she's married to Brother Voodoo, and she's figuring out that things aren't working right. She has to look beyond a regular spectrum of things. She finds a spaceship full of dying aliens that she gets to help, and they just tell her that she's actually the problem. She broke the universe. So we'll see how that goes next issue. Monica. Alright, I'm going to complain about this one. There's a thing right now called Murder World, and it's a bunch of one-shots. This is Murder World Moon Knight. Let's give you our guilty parties first. Maybe. Here we go. Jim Zub and Ray Fawkes are our writers. Luca Pizzari is the artist. There are people in Arcade. If you don't know who Arcade is, look it up. Fighting against all these things in his murder world. So then it's a lot of robots. And they brought in the Moon Knight robot. And they're unfortunately they had trouble sourcing audio of Moon Knight because he's not very talkative. So they just made up stuff for him instead of having him be silent. Lines like, "Insult me if you dare. I carry the moon's power within, and the moon is a harsh mistress. In the name of the moon, I'll punish you." And then he does a kick and says moon kick and moon punch, which reminded me a lot of Kamen Rider. It's funny, especially when he starts singing Moon River, because it's Moon Knight. I didn't buy any of the other Murder Worlds. I doubt if I will. I felt that this was sort of a jip. Moon Knight's not in this. But the robot was funny. Alright, December 2021. December 2021. Issue 1 of Jeff Lemire and Doug Mahnke's Swamp Thing Green Hell came out. 2 weeks ago, this came out. This is number 2. Apparently Doug was sick, so we will cut him some slack. When last we left, the world is broken, and Constantine is there as an old fart trying to get Swamp Thing to help him. Swamp Thing is a sucker, especially because there are children involved at the last bastion of mankind. So he decides to come and help. The Green and the Rot and everyone says, if you don't stop, we're going to take your child and your wife away from you and the little spot that you live in. Constantine has hooked up with Deadman to see if he can get his help. There's some gorgeous artwork in here. It's worth the wait. I didn't have any trouble jumping back on. I didn't read the other one. And there's a really cool thing that goes on for the next issue, book 3, which is supposed to be on sale March of 2023. I'll believe it when I see it. That was last week's comics. These are this week's comics. Alright. And we all got 10 more to go, kids. First up, end of the 2-part special fill-in editions of The Amazing Spider-Man, where Felicia and Spidey went on a vacation. Joe Kelly is our guest writer. Terry Dodson is our guest penciler. Rachel Dodson is our guest inker. There's a bunch of spoiled rotten kids with powers like Shocker, Green Goblin, the Vulture, Doc Ock, Mysterio. The guy that played Mysterio got killed. It's all because of White Rabbit. She's got this tech and she's trying to sell it out as adventures to people with a lot of expendable income. And the kids don't want to lose, so they're going to attack Spider-Man and Black Cat. But they're not professional they're not professional villains. They're kids. They try and do the right thing, and they just are in trouble for the whole thing. This was a good little 2-issue knockoff thing. It's always good to see the White Rabbit. It's good to see Peter and Black Cat together. We'll see how next issue works when we go back to the regular scheduled peeps that write this thing. Alright, last issue of 404. Peter Parker, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Double Trouble. With writers are Mariko Tamaki and Vita Ayala. Artist is Guri Hurry. And when last we left them, the keynote speaker at the Villains Convention, Thanos, had arrived. And all the villains are fawning over Thanos. Spider-Man and Spider-Man. Miles and Peter have to find this pocket universe thing so they can get rid of Thanos. The sweetest thing in it was one of the AIM guys, the Yellow Buckethead, said that he noticed Thanos had not been thoughtful, or had not been hydrating, so he brought him a bottle of water. Thanos said that was thoughtful. He's like, no problem, good luck catching Spider-Man. And he goes to walk away, and Thanos is like, you there, wait, keep up the good work, Agent. And he gives him a picture of himself, and it says, to my handler, aim for the sky, Thanos, because it's AIM. And then he's just holding it with little hearts around his head because he thought that was sweet. This was a fun comic. I want them to bring this one back. This was way more fun than the Thor Loki one. So, and their Venom is hilarious. Just good stuff. The last panel, though, it worries me a little bit because it's the Collector and he's got the jar. But then he's also got, like, Alligator Loki and Jeff the Shark and Stormbreaker the Mjolnir, Star-Lord's mask, I guess? I don't know. Alright, number 10 of the all-new, all-different Savage Avengers. Number 10, writer Dave Papos. Carlos Magno is the artist. We left these fellas fighting Ultron, and they've thrown off the shackles of his control and are beating the crap out of him. Doom 2099 shows up as well. Ultron did turn Punisher 2099 Jake Gallows into a robot for a little bit. That kind of sucked. We got to see Cloak and Dagger kiss. I don't think I've ever seen Cloak and Dagger kiss. So that was adorable. So this was a good issue. Good wrap up to the storyline. The sad part, of course, is that this is the end of it. This is final issue. They left with them fighting Fin Fang Foom. And they said, the end. All right. She-Hulk number 10. All right. Rainbow Rowell. Writer. Takashi Miyazawa is the artist. Sure, I could say Takashi Miyazawa, but not Rowell. When last we left She-Hulk, she thought Jack of Hearts was dead. He wasn't, but it did reactivate his power, the attack from the lady who stole Jennifer's powers. And then she's just sad that she can't find Jack because Jack always just sort of dug her. The creepy part is the phone text from Thor that just says, "You up?" And she asks him to come over. So Thor and She-Hulk booty call. Apparently that's a thing. And yep, Jack went away for a while. Jack came back. It's a lot like a day in the life of She-Hulk. Luckily, she'd been to the store and had pizza rolls and tater tots, and so they're gonna have a little talk. She still can't touch him because of the way his powers work. Strange Academy Finals. Like father, like son. Scotty Young is our writer. Humberto Ramos is our artist. There is a hurricane headed for New Orleans, and so the kids are going to help. First, they have to pass the magic test. So Elanya is like, put on your special limbo helmets, and for the next hour, you have to survive this. Don't die. So, yep, a little bit of classwork. They help out with the sandbagging of the levees and stuff. It's a good book. I like this book a lot. I'm glad they brought it back. I hope they don't make bad choices in the future on this one, but they can keep this one for a while. And they're getting ready to be attacked by one of their classmates in Dormammu. So, kind of weird because Dormammu's kid goes to school there. Number 3 of Sergio Aragone's Gru. Gods Against Gru, written by Sergio Aragones and Mark Evanier, and illustrated by Sergio Aragones. So all the villagers think that Gru is a god. They give him anything he wants. All he really wants is all the food he can have, and then a fight once in a while. My favorite thing about Gru comic books, besides the back page Roberto, the dog, is just the amount of detail work that this old man Sergio Aragones, because he's been around for a while. I mean, look at all the little tiny people, and he's putting this out on a monthly basis. That's not too shabby. So yeah, it's Gru. And some guy sent in a picture of his child who wanted to dress like Gru, and I thought that pretty much made my day. I like that a lot. Oh, I don't read that. All right, issue 3 of Gargoyles, Disney Gargoyles. Someone had stolen Maggie the cat, who was Talon's woman, who was pregnant with their child. Turns out to be, it's Goliath backwards, so it's like Thalog. Ooh, that sounds better. Thalog. So they have to save Maggie and the baby. And David Xanatos, it's so much like the TV show. It's just a good time. And Thalog's a jerk, just like he always is. There's some great artwork, splash pages, stuff like that. There is an announcement that we're going to get the original comic book series from back in the day all in one issue. I did like the upcoming comic book just about Scar. That could go one of two ways. So we'd have to take a look at it. But yep, it was great. The baby got born. Baby's fine. If anyone was worried, baby's fine. Darkwing Duck number 2. Look at all those rubber ducks. All right. And Amanda Dybert is our script. Carlo Loro is our art. Darkwing's taking his little girl to the toy store. And there are Darkwing Duck toys. And there's a guy, Quacker Jack. He's like a clown with a Mr. Banana Brain doll. And he dressed like a jester, and his name is Quackerjack. And they fight with rubber ducks because Quackerjack's figured out how to multiply rubber ducks. So it's an ocean of rubber ducks. So Goslin tries to help. He's all mad about it. So he decides at the end of the issue he's going to quit. And Launchpad's like, well, I guess I have to be somebody else's sidekick, and just leaves. Kind of dark for Darkwing Duck. So we'll see how retirement treats him. Apparently he's been paying for all of their stuff all these years because he invested in Quacky Babies. They're like Beanie Babies, but they're quacky, I guess. So it's still good. It's just as much fun as it always was. All right, final book. Do you ever think we're going to make a final book? Number 796. Feels like I've reviewed 796 books just now. Wonder Woman. Under Eros' spell. Where's my title page, you guys? Hold on. Because I'm pretty sure I know who's doing it, but let's not guess, shall we? No, nothing there. No, nothing there. Probably should mark these ahead of time. No, nothing there. Is it just in the back? Hold on. I really don't like when they do it that way. Hey, look at that. I knew something. All right. Michael W. Conrad and Becky Cloonan are the writers. Amanke Nahulpan did the art. And it's Hera. Hera is not happy with the way Zeus is running stuff. And she sent Eros down to weaponize his love. And he was had a thing going on with Wonder Girl, the new Wonder Girl, not the old Wonder Girl. And it's just a big old colossal god fight. It is cute that before they get ready to attack, Cheetah kisses Etta Candy because she's like, well, I wasn't sure we were going to make it, and I wanted one for the road. So if you ever want to see Cheetah kiss Etta Candy, there you go. Eros tries to destroy Diana with a love arrow. Doesn't work. Gets his hand cut off. And, yep, it goes pretty well for Hera. I won't tell you what she did. It's kind of weird, though. And this is the finale to this particular plot line. It says to be continued in Lazarus Planet of Revenge of the Gods. I'm not buying that, so good luck to Wonder Woman in that, and we'll see what goes on next. Oh, here we go. All right, so Sophie Field, let's see. Well, 2 weeks ago you were here, and we had adventures, and we went places, and we did stuff, and we made bread and cookies. This weekend, not seeing you. That's fine. Because I saw you on Friday. You went to take me to work, so we went to Wendy's for breakfast. So Wendy's for breakfast is always good. And we went to the comic book store. My comic book store, Fanfare, this weekend celebrated their 40th anniversary. I got a short box of comic books from the Quarter Bin. I got quite a few. I got a graphic novel collection of Typhoid Mary from Daredevil that Ann Nocente wrote, which is always a good time. She was a very good Daredevil writer. So yeah, there was 40 years Fanfare has been around. So that's a pretty long time. They had a lot of good deals. If you missed it, they'll do it again. I mean, you won't have another 40th anniversary, but next year they'll do something. So in the meantime, as I always tell you, go read a comic book. You can go to the library, online, your favorite comic book store. Go to my favorite comic book store, Fanfare. And then I'm not going to bend over and pick these up because I got a stuffy head. I don't feel like it. I'll see you all next week. Go read a comic book.